Yeah.
And I think it's quite amazing what you do. Especially that, like, sometimes it takes somebody from outside to come in and just actually vote, you know what I mean, give energy to, and be able to kind of go out, because you're not being from here, you can just kind of go out, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You just go out. And how did you feel when you did that?
That was nice. I didn't really know what I was doing for a while. Most of you probably have heard that already, but I'm from Montreal, Canada, and I moved here during the pandemic and had a lot of free time at home. And whenever I was walking in the city, I'd see people with film cameras, but I didn't really see anything on Instagram to reflect that. And I was curious to see what other people were shooting. And so I really got big inspiration from a page we had back home called Montreal Analog. That was more a forum for gear exchange and things like that. So one day after work, set up the page, did a very bad logo in Microsoft Paint, started messaging people that John Guns or the other camera shops were following, and just asked if you're interested, I'm trying to kickstart analog photography page, if you want to send photos, and just kept doing that during the lockdown, pretty much.
Yeah, and you got some lovely, like, and then you just, when did you, so during the lockdown also then, because we are just coming out of the pandemic, we're out of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, right. So then you did the walks, you did many walks did you do, have you done so far?
So I think we're around 18 walks. We've been doing a walk since June 2021. So during lockdown, I started chatting with the guys and girls on Instagram who were sending images, just resharing. I was chatting with them a lot, and at some point there was a 5-10 people we were chatting just regularly, and someone one day said we should just go grab a beer and take pictures with a few of the people. I'm sure people would be interested. So I put the date on Instagram, say we're meeting in Holt on that weekend. We're doing a walk there, and I think 12 people showed up. And immediately we found out we're all shooting similar things. We all watch the same YouTube videos about film. We all follow the same people on Instagram, and I thought the group gelled quite well together immediately. So we did another one the next month and the next month, and
then it grew.
It's been a year and a half now.
Yeah. That's really nice though.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see, because like a lot of people have been in actually to see the exhibition, but they're really happy. Grandmothers have been in, like three grandparents, but mother and like 2 grandparents, you know, from each side of the family, and they're in here and they're just so blissed out, you know what I mean, to see their sons and grandsons image, and you could see that it was meant an awful lot to people, you know, and that's really amazing that you've all done that, all part of you in the group, the core group that have really pulled this all together. And who else is in the core group besides you?
So the core group, we have Alex who's here, we have Brendan right here, Kieran in the back, Valentine who's not here today. They're pretty much a core group who helped me, help with the pictures, but now we have a core group also that shows up to pretty much every walk. So the core group extends a bit more beyond that, but yeah.
And it's an amazing thing, like, it's like you've got something that you've got in common as well. Also, you can talk about cameras and everything else, talk about film, and I know that you're amazing with all your information as well, like chemically wise, with all the, so there's a lot of kind of things that you would have got from each other. Did you find that like, there was more resources? Have you put a resource page up or anything?
Resource page, not so much. I started like a tips page for beginners, how to shoot film, how to pick film or pick a camera. But we have a group on Discord. It's like a big group chat with different topics, and I'd say resource-wise, that's probably the place to go. We have a lot of people that have done a lot of experimental development and different scanning methods, different cameras, sometimes troubleshooting problems with cameras, other times just any idea where I should go to take pictures this weekend, or just random chats.
It's coming to hold nice. Yeah, an online talk.
And even in person, I find it really interesting seeing in the walks the different age groups, guys, girls, different backgrounds, different countries, students, people working in IT or a bunch of different fields and they have this topic in common, and you can just, even if you don't know them, you've never seen them, you just walk up and you're like, what are you shooting today? And they'll have something to say, like, oh, I'm trying this new film, or something like that. And you start a conversation there.
And it's kind of really nice because, like, I've always had film. There's never been a time when I've not had film in my life. So it's kind of, it's great to see loads of different, like, people coming back to it again. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was always determined, this is why I said the Darkroom. I didn't want analog to disappear. When they're going on what was there, we're not having any darkness down, we shut it down. It's really naive, I felt. And hence, I managed to get loads of stuff now, get the face going and stuff. But it's, but it's great to see that you all are doing it. You know what I mean? It's really nice. It's really great that everybody, it is still alive. And you are maintaining its life as well, as much as I'm trying to. You know, which is really nice. And the more groups that are doing it and the more things that are going on, it's really nice because it will keep it going. Because they will, I mean, they did try, they even got rid of loads of films, which is really stupid. In hindsight, they're trying to bring some of them back as well, and some of them are just lost now. But it's, but it is really good. There's something really lovely about analog. Like and you trust yourself. You know, you're not doubting yourself when you're going out photographing. You can look through that camera, you're not looking at the back of something and then go, oh, well, because, like, you know, when you do your prints, you get prints of people, you think, oh, you might feel, some people feel like shy about their work, you know, they kind of look at it and then put down, no, that's not good enough, and then you go back 2 months later and think, oh, well, that was an amazing shot, what was wrong with it? You know what I mean, type of thing. So it's like people have a different way of looking at stuff, but be able to, not to check yourself when you're out photographing is really lovely, and you can't do that with film, and it's great. And it just gives you, it's trusting yourself. It's trusting in your own eye, trusting in who you are. Do you find that with it? Yeah? Loads of heads and nodding?
Yes.
Even I'm nodding back. I'm imitating you. Sorry, I'm imitating.
So yeah, it's been really good. When I first set this up, I've told already a few people, but before that, I wouldn't really go to meetups or like talk to strangers on Instagram and online to stuff like that, but I find it's really been a great way to meet people that you share certain things with, and just meeting in person after has been quite fun.
So you could go for that kind then?
Yeah, and then you have people they give you new ideas of things to shoot, new places to explore, just random chats, grab a beer at the end. It's always a pleasant experience.
So how do you feel all about it, you lot? Anyone want to say? Ditto. Yeah. Okay. Anyone from this corner?
It's a little bit cringy. It's kind of everybody slows down. And even the walks are so slow. So
You're walking backwards, actually.
It's really awkward kind of feeling.
Anyone else?
Like, none of my friends are really into photography all that much. So like photography is something I've done for years, but it's like now I have.
You're friends now with photography.
Now I have friends that are.
That's nice. It's nice to have friends who have got things in common as well. You know, and it's quite exciting because you can talk about it and you don't feel like you're boring with it.
I think it's one of the things I noticed the most, like the excitement about talking about this really niche hobby that everyone has. I don't know for you if it would be so niche,
but yeah.
I know for me and a lot of people, none of my friends are interested in cameras. Digital, maybe. Film, not really. So if I'm excited because there's a new type of film, or I just got a roll and I'm really happy with the results, there was not really people I could share that excitement with. And now I think it's one thing that really helped with the kind of the bonding of the people is really, we all understand kind of that.
Yeah, and you all want to share the information as well. Which is really nice. I met a few of you now, and you're all very good at sharing stuff. Thomas is done. Thomas is great. To be honest, yeah. Anyway, but it's really nice. It's very nice for the people that I meet in the analog. It's really, really good, and especially young kids are great as well. You bring them in, and it's literally they just go, ah, when they see something for the first time. They make photograms, And it's just so joyful for them. And then they start making, and they make amazing stuff. So I get them to make like 3 that goes into each other, so they have a storyboard going on. And they just like, it's just seeing them, and they're just literally like, eyes are just like, you know, and they just can't believe it when they see it coming through. Even when I see it coming through when I'm printing, I go, oh, that's pretty good. That's shit. A few changes there on that, but you know what I mean. We get it goes in 2 ways. This way and there, but it's really, it is something. It's just, it's kind of real. It's tangible. You know, the negative, you have to develop it. You know, you've got certain things you have to do. There's kind of like how you treat that emulsion, after it's been dried and everything else, or do you drop it in it, you know, you know what I mean? It's all those type of things. There's so many, you can be mind things that and then you can let things go. It's just, to me it's just pure joy. And it's beauty, because there's so many layers within it, you know what I mean? It's not just, and you can change so much. Like there's so much that you can change in printing without taking away from the image, you know what I mean? So, and you can really, and it's just like this one guy comes in and he's doing these images, and so we're fogging the paper. So you get the fogging threshold, you can do a test strip like this and then get the fogging, tell you something now, good? So you get that and you test it, and you make sure you know where it starts to fog properly for you. But it's really beautiful because it brings out more of the silver when then you put the multi-braid filters on top and do the print normally. And but it's really, it really is quite beautiful how much depth you can get in every stage of photography. Taking it from putting the film in, what film you choose, how you do the meter readings, you know, what you choose to bring in, if it highlights, bring it up the shadow, whatever it is. And then there's the developing thing, and then there's the printing side. And it's all like you've got so many places or parts to enhance what you're doing, and it's like it's not one stop. Do you know what I mean? It's just you go in, but it's like because you're using chemicals, you're using paper. It's more magical. It's more real. Do you know what I mean? Than on a computer going, and your hands getting sore. Just target one stupid dot that you know what I mean, or something like that. You know, it just drives you crazy. Like, but it is beautiful. I'm not done all. It going. It's really good. It really is good. Well, well done, all of you.
And thanks to you as well.
No problem. I'm delighted to be
Yeah.
So I'm it's very nice. Very good.
Yeah. First exhibition that's been quite nice. I had thought about doing one for a bit with the group, but I'm really happy it worked out and it came together well.
We did. It was good fun as well. Everyone was working so hard as well, like making sure they get things on with it up and down, and it was all kind of laser beams that was coming out and everything, wasn't there? I've never done it with lasers. It was like I was going, oh my god. It was like a movie.
That's a tough question, honestly. I think, yeah, I know the walk's definitely here to stay. Projects like this has been really fun, and there's been like really good demand for it. A lot of people also said, oh, we missed the deadline to submit photos. When are you doing one next? So I think there definitely would be interest for another one in the future. Honestly, this was kind of my bucket list item, so I haven't really thought about so much what was coming after, but I think probably in the next few months I'll definitely find out a new idea to think about. And I feel now it's a bit more of a community than it was before. Before it was a lot like me organizing the walks, sharing the pictures. Now there's a lot more of a conversation happening, so I think a big part will also be to try to make it more of a group thing and community, and yeah, have ideas from a lot of other people and try to see where it can go from there.
I think the advantage of this, let's say, my camera goes and my clothes, let's say beaches, they become, not great to welcome the people that you guide like for really kind of, taking 8 years to get we talked about it before, but yes, it's like those. So I think it's great.
Many years?
8. So, kind of chariot where you know, it's all different kind of levels of people with interest from professionals all the way down to just a happy photographer. That's something that's cherished.
Yeah.
David raises a good point that like on a couple of the walks, I think the one in Belfast especially, like we get attention from people, like especially the old like parents generation, like you see younger people, their kids kind of age, going around shooting with film cameras and they recognize and they want to just talk about it, and you can see like maybe Stephen in Belfast, like the joy spark in their eyes, and like he wants to drive down to Belfast and one of the photo walks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice for them, you know, for people to see this, people still doing it as well.
It's almost like there's a critical mass where you're not just inviting people anymore, people are like flocking.
Yeah, yeah, and to me, I find that's one of the interesting things. I like organizing the walks, but once in a while, recently, I've started seeing people raise their hand, like, hey, I'd like to do one in Belfast, I'm from around there. Or people inviting you to their corner, like when we went to Waterford last month. And for me, it's nice to take a break for organizing it, but also it brings you to places where people know they have things to say about these places, and yeah.
You get a
it's
history as
different.
well.
Yeah. Because I'm not from around here. Even if I say, okay, let's do a photo walk in Waterford, I'll do point A, point B that I found on Google Map, and that's going to be it. And if you have someone from there, it's a bit more rich of an experience.
Yeah, Waterford's a very well known city. A lot of stuff.
Do you have questions? Well, honestly, this was fun. Thanks to a lot of you all of you, not a lot. All of you are thanked for coming here, and the other ones, not so much. But no, thanks for your interest in this. Honestly, it's been a lot of fun. Every interaction online or in person or this, it's been always very positive, and yeah, I think it's something quite nice we have here. So.
And it's
nice
great
to see
images, it's
continue.
great images. Like, there's a great rhythm in it as well. It's really nice.
Sorry, I actually have one question I just thought of. If you were to start Ireland Analog all over again in October 2020 with what you know now, what would you do differently?
Fun stuff. I'd probably stock up on film while it's cheap. That's the first thing I'd do.
Yeah, same here.
Second thing, I kind of like how it progressed really gradually. There's probably a few things I do differently. I started like Ireland Analog Tips recently. I haven't had too much time to take care of it, but it's probably something I would start earlier because there's a lot of questions I've received over the years on the page. Just kind of basic beginner questions, which are 100% fine, but the first few months I answered a lot of the same questions. So I think setting up these sort of tips or resources earlier on, I think would have been probably a bit more useful for the people.
You could also probably maybe get different people put their tips on,
Yeah.
which is easy, and then you don't have to answer anything and say go back and look at the different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do that.
So
It'd be easier than having like, and then people could write their own bits.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably that. At times I thought about maybe doing the walks earlier would have been nice, but I think the fact that everybody was seeing each other's work and chatting online first kind of created a sense of excitement about meeting the first time. And from there, the first walk, the first time people developed and started posting their pictures, there was a lot of like, oh, that actually looks really cool. I'll try to make it next time. And so I think the way it happened kind of actually worked out quite well.
When you open the door, and everyone came in.
Yeah. Well,
It's good, isn't it? And you opened another door.
Yeah.
And then they're all coming to see it as well, which is really good. Really
Yeah.
well done, everyone. Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and everyone I've met.
Everyone together.
Anytime I've met all of you, it's just been lovely that I've come in, you know, as well. You know what I mean? And the core group, I got to know them before. They're really good. It's nice. It's good to see. to be around good people. Imagine somebody like